Turning 70 is a milestone that brings with it a fresh perspective on life. Things we once chased, believed in, or stressed over can start to look a bit different, don't they? After decades of experience, hard work, and countless ups and downs, you realize that not everything is worth your time, energy, or even a second thought. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, why am I still doing this? Or maybe you felt like some habits or expectations just don't fit your life anymore. That's because at this stage, life isn't about fitting into the world's mold, it's about living on your terms. In today's video, we're talking about 9 things that just don't make sense after 70. These are things that might have felt essential in our younger years, but now, not so much. Letting go of these old expectations can open up a whole new sense of freedom, allowing you to focus on what really matters. And I want to hear from you too. Have you found yourself letting go of certain things as the years have passed? Share with us in the comments below. Let's make this a place where we can learn from each other's experiences. So, stick around as we go through each of these points. You may just find some new ways to embrace the joy and peace you've earned in this stage of life. Let's dive into the first point. This one might surprise you. 1. Unnecessary worries about the future. As we grow older, we realize that life has a way of working itself out, no matter how much we worry about it. In our younger years, we often stress over things far ahead: career goals, family plans, financial security. And yes, some of that worrying served a purpose then, helping us stay prepared and focused. But after 70, does it really make sense to let unnecessary worries about the future occupy so much of our minds? Think about it. You've already weathered countless storms, solved endless problems, and found your way through more challenges than you could count. By now, you've earned the peace of mind that comes with knowing things tend to work out, one way or another. Worrying about every what if only drains the present moment, the moment you've worked so hard to reach. The future will always have its uncertainties, and of course, being mindful of certain things is natural. But allowing unnecessary worries to cloud your peace doesn't make sense at this stage. Let go of the habit of constantly looking ahead for potential problems. Instead, embrace the present moment. The joy of now, of this stage of life, deserves your full attention. So, the next time you catch yourself drifting into worry, remind yourself of all the times you made it through with strength and resilience. Let those memories give you confidence that whatever comes next, you're ready for it. After all, you've spent a lifetime learning and growing. Trust that the future will unfold as it should. 2. Keeping up with every new trend. Let's talk about trends. Those constantly changing, often flashy ideas that promise to keep us in the know or up to date. In our younger years, it might have felt important to stay on top of every new thing, whether it was the latest fashion, gadget, or social craze. But after 70, does it really make sense to chase trends that change with the seasons? Think about it. Trends are here today and gone tomorrow, and what's popular now may soon be forgotten. By this stage, you've come to understand the difference between what's truly valuable and what's just noise. Your experience has taught you that quality always beats the latest fad, whether it's in friendships, habits, or the things we own. Chasing trends can lead to unnecessary stress, and it rarely brings the lasting satisfaction we seek. Instead of trying to keep up with every new thing, focus on the timeless aspects of life that bring real joy. Spending time with loved ones, exploring personal passions, or embracing hobbies that genuinely make you happy. These are the things that enrich your days and leave lasting memories, far beyond any passing trend. So, next time you see a new trend that everyone seems to be following, pause and ask yourself, does this really matter to me? Most likely you'll find that it doesn't. By choosing what truly resonates with you, you're not just keeping up, you're setting your own path. And that's the ultimate freedom. 3. Overly structured schedules. Remember those days when life was all about schedules? Waking up at a certain time, planning every hour, and making sure every little thing was perfectly organized. Structured schedules served a purpose, especially when we were managing careers, raising families, or juggling responsibilities. But after 70, does it still make sense to follow such rigid routines? At this stage, you've earned the freedom to embrace a more relaxed approach. Overly structured schedules can sometimes make life feel like a checklist rather than a journey. Now, instead of waking up and feeling bound by a list of tasks, you have the chance to create days that flow naturally, following what feels right for you in each moment. Imagine waking up and deciding on the spot to enjoy a slow breakfast, take a stroll, or spend extra time on something you love, without feeling the need to check the clock constantly. Letting go of strict schedules doesn't mean letting go of purpose. It means giving yourself the space to savor life in a way that feels freeing and meaningful. So consider loosening the grip on rigid routines. Allow yourself to enjoy the flexibility and spontaneity that come with this stage. After all, isn't that what we were looking forward to all along? Days that are ours to shape, filled with what we choose to do. This is your time to enjoy the simple, unplanned moments that make life feel full. Approval from others. Throughout much of our lives, many of us found ourselves seeking approval from others, whether from family, friends, colleagues, or society at large. We wanted to be seen, understood, and accepted. But after 70, does it make sense to worry about what others think, or to let their opinions shape our lives? At this stage, you've built a lifetime of experiences, made countless decisions, and have grown to know who you truly are. There's a special freedom that comes with realizing that your life is yours alone to live. Seeking approval from others can weigh you down, holding you back from doing what brings you the most joy. You've come too far to let someone else's opinion dictate your choices or happiness. Imagine choosing your path each day without a single thought about how it looks to others, pursuing hobbies that make you happy, spending time with people who uplift you, and enjoying moments that feel true to you. Freeing yourself from the need for approval allows you to focus on the things that genuinely matter. So let go of the pressure to please others. Instead, ask yourself, does this bring me joy? Is this meaningful to me? Because in the end, it's your opinion that matters most. By embracing this freedom, you're honoring the life you've lived and making space for what truly feels right. 5. Accumulating material possessions. Remember when collecting things felt so important? There was a time when having more was a sign of success, a bigger house, the latest gadgets, or a closet filled with clothes. But after 70, does it really make sense to keep accumulating material possessions? As we grow older, we realize that true fulfillment doesn't come from having more things. It comes from meaningful experiences, relationships, and a sense of inner peace. Often, the material items we've accumulated over the years can start to feel more like clutter than comfort. Instead of adding more, it can be freeing to simplify, keeping only what truly holds value or brings joy. Imagine the lightness that comes from letting go of things that no longer serve a purpose. Each item cleared out creates space, not just in your home but in your mind and spirit. By focusing on experiences rather than possessions, you open yourself to a deeper sense of satisfaction that material things simply can't provide. So, rather than thinking about what else you need, consider what you can let go of. Simplify your space and allow yourself to focus on the intangible riches you've gathered over the years. After all, it's these moments and memories, not things, that truly make life feel full and meaningful. 6. Trying to stay busy. Just for the sake of it. Many of us spent our younger years with the idea that being busy meant being productive and valuable. A full schedule was a badge of honor, a sign that we were doing something meaningful. But after 70, does it still make sense to stay busy just for the sake of it? At this stage, life isn't about cramming every moment with activities. Instead, it's about filling our days with purpose and joy. Staying busy can sometimes become a distraction, keeping us from truly enjoying the present or focusing on things that genuinely bring us happiness. Now is the time to appreciate a slower pace, one that allows us to savor life without the rush. Think about it. Instead of feeling the need to constantly be on the go, there's a beauty in choosing activities that feel fulfilling rather than just keeping us occupied. Embracing moments of stillness, enjoying a quiet cup of coffee, or spending an unhurried afternoon with loved ones can offer a satisfaction that no busy schedule can match. So, if you catch yourself staying busy just to feel accomplished, take a step back and ask yourself what truly matters. Let go of the need to fill every moment and embrace the joy of doing things that genuinely add value to your life. You've earned the right to be selective with your time. 7. The need to prove yourself. Throughout much of our lives, there's often been a quiet urge to prove ourselves, to show our worth, to achieve something remarkable, to leave a lasting impression. But after 70, does it still make sense to carry this need to prove yourself to others or even to yourself? By now you've done so much, experienced so many things, and reached a point where your value is clear in the life you've led. You don't need to validate yourself through others' expectations or accomplishments. At this stage, proving yourself often becomes less about achievement and more about embracing who you are, accepting your journey, and valuing the wisdom you've gathered. Imagine the freedom that comes with releasing the pressure to meet any external standard. Instead of striving to prove something, you can focus on simply being, enjoying life as it is, and finding joy in the everyday. The memories you've created, the relationships you've built, and the experiences you've cherished are proof enough of the life you've lived. So, let go of the need to prove anything to anyone. Trust that you are enough just as you are, without the need for any validation. This is your time to live fully, without the weight of expectations, allowing yourself to simply be at peace with the person you've become. 8. Holding grudges. Life is too short, especially after 70, to carry the weight of old grudges. Over the years, we all have had experiences where people let us down, hurt us, or didn't meet our expectations. But does it really make sense to hold on to these feelings, letting them linger and affect our peace? Holding grudges only drains us of the happiness and calm we deserve. At this stage, you've seen enough of life to know that forgiveness isn't about excusing someone else's behavior. It's about setting yourself free. When we let go of grudges, we make room for more peace, more joy, and a lighter heart. Imagine the relief of freeing yourself from old resentments. Instead of looking back at moments of hurt, you can focus on all the good that surrounds you now. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing to release the power that negative memories have over you. After all, the time we have now is precious, and it deserves to be filled with peace, not resentment. So if there's any old hurt you're still holding on to, consider letting it go. Allow yourself the gift of a lighter heart and more room for positive memories. This is your time to enjoy life fully, unburdened by the past. 9. Sticking to old expectations and limitations. As we move through life, we often adopt certain beliefs about what we should or shouldn't do, what's possible and what's not. These expectations and self-imposed limitations may have served us in the past, guiding our choices and keeping us focused. But after 70, does it really make sense to hold on to these old ideas if they're holding us back? This stage of life is a time to explore, to let go of the shoulds and can'ts that might no longer fit who we are today. The world is constantly changing, and so are we. Just because you've reached a certain age doesn't mean you can't try new things, take up new hobbies, or even surprise yourself. You're still growing, still learning, and still capable of so much more than you might think. Imagine the freedom of letting go of old limitations and discovering a new side of yourself. Whether it's learning something you've always been curious about, visiting a new place, or simply living without the pressure of others' expectations, this is your time to redefine what's possible. So embrace this freedom. Let go of those old expectations and limitations. Allow yourself to live in a way that feels right for you now, and see where life takes you. After all, this chapter is yours to shape, without limits. Now that we've looked at these 9 things that just don't make sense after 70, one thing becomes clear. This stage of life is about letting go of anything that no longer serves you. By freeing yourself from unnecessary worries, the need for approval, outdated limitations, and more, you're making space for a life that's lighter, more joyful, and truly yours. Think about all you've learned, all you've experienced, and all the wisdom you carry. You've reached a point where you know what matters most, and you deserve to live without the weight of old habits, pressures, or expectations. This is a time to enjoy the simple, meaningful things, the people, experiences, and moments that make you feel at peace. So, as you move forward, let each day be a reminder that life is about quality, not quantity, presence, not busyness, and joy, not obligation. Take this wisdom with you, and don't be afraid to embrace the freedom to live in a way that feels true to who you are now. Thank you for watching, and if any of these points resonated with you, leave a comment below. Let's continue to support and inspire each other on this journey.